It is time to get started. This origami blinking eye is decently easy to make, and you only need the supplies provided by Pinellas County. You will need a marker, a pencil, oil pastels, and if you want, a large circle and a small circle object to trace. A piece of white construction paper, or really any color you want. With origami, we actually need to use a square piece of paper, and so I am going to show you how to make a square from a rectangle without any measuring or even cutting. Notice that I have the long side of the paper closest to my body. That means that it is in the horizontal orientation. And I am going to take one corner of the short side and point it toward the other side of the paper. And then I'm going to trace it down the page until that side touches that side of the paper and creates a sharp point on this edge. Using your hands to hold it steady, crease the paper to make this super pointy triangle. This section is 2 triangles, and those 2 triangles create a perfect square. That means we need to get rid of this rectangle at the bottom. So I am going to push this paper all the way up until the double-sided triangle is the very bottom of this rectangle here. I'm going to push hard so that when I hold it down with my fingers and crease, the fold is directly at the bottom of the square. Because water will break down paper, I can use moisture to weaken the paper enough to tear. Now, in the age of COVID, do not do this if you are not at home. However, just like licking a stamp, you can moisten that edge. Now, I just pull the paper away from the folded and moistened line in order to tear it off exactly. When I open up this piece of paper, I now have a perfect square. In order to make an X in the center of the paper, I am now going to fold the opposite corners to each other, making sure it lies flush against the edges, and creasing with my nails. When you open that up, you now have an X. That is exactly what we need. So I am going to fold one corner to the center. Do not make it go past the center. And I'm going to fold the other corner to the center so that they point at each other, but do not go past each other. Crease. This next step is a tiny bit tricky. However, if you place your hand in the center so that the paper does not move around, you can actually fold this top part to the center without that tab moving around. Once you have it directly against the fold, crease, crease, and there, it's snug. do the same thing to this side. Make sure to keep my hand against this tab so that it doesn't get tucked in. Because see, if you don't put your hand there, it just moves around. So keep your hand in the center as you bend the paper toward the center without making it overlap at all, and crease that flap. These are now folded in an accordion pattern, so you're going to have to open this up. Tuck this tab in. And fold. Tuck this tab in and fold. And this center area here is where the eye is going to be. If you feel more comfortable tracing a circle, you may. Tracing means that you're going to hold what you're tracing in place with one hand while you push your pencil against the edge. Pushing the pencil against the edge. I'm not actually trying to draw this circle. I'm simply dragging my pencil along the edge. To make a smaller circle for the pupil of the eye. So once again, hold down your tracer and push your pencil against the edges instead of trying to draw it. And there you have the basis for your eye. We're going to start out by drawing the reflection of the light in the eye. So I'm just going to draw a trapezoid, kind of a curved trapezoid.
I want this to be a dragon's eye, so I'm going to make it more of an oval or almond shape. And then, since I'm using oil pastels, I'm actually going to blend with them. I'm going to start with a darker color. As I work toward the center of the eye, I'm going to use lighter colors and blend as I go, rubbing it against the color that I've previously used. This makes it look really, really beautiful and shiny and lifelike. Markers and oil pastels don't really get along, so if you get any oil pastel on your marker, make sure you rub it off in a place that you don't mind getting pretty dirty. Decorate the skin around the eye as you see fit. You can actually finish folding it to know exactly where to put all of these, but you don't have to do that. You can just start drawing right away. As you decorate, remember that oil pastels will rub off onto your skin and then get transferred back onto your drawing. So be careful as you color that you don't drag your hand through what you've already colored. the whole thing over, and now you are going to fold so that, find the center. You are going to fold the pointed part to the center on both sides. Hold that middle down so that it doesn't buckle. Point it to the center, hold it steady, and then crease. Do the same thing to the other side as well. Please notice the fold in the middle on both the short side and the long side. You are going to have to make a fold between these two middles, and I'm going to press my pencil here in order to make sure the paper does not buckle, and then carefully fold that line between the two middles. Do the same thing on all four corners. If the paper buckles, just press it into the shape that you want it. And make as many different kinds of eyes as you like. After all, practice makes perfect. If this was hard, you might want to check out the picture tutorial that I have made that you can find in your resources. Bye!